Θα ήθελα να καλωσορίσω τώρα τον κύριο Γιάν Βάντερ Putten, Γενικό Γραμματέα της ΕΦΚΑ, που θα αναφερθεί στο European External Aid and the Financial Institutions. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Very delighted to be here with you again in Greece. Very happy also to see many good old friends. Helasco has been a member of EFCA. It's a founding member of EFCA. And over recent years, it went through a turmoil. And as Kevin was mentioned this morning, businesses need to be, or organizations need to be agile in order to survive. Well, we proved to be agile because we invented a dormant membership in order to allow Helasco to accommodate its financial situation and really become a very strong and loyal member of EFCA. Thank you very much for that and all the work that you have put into EFCA. This morning we heard from two speakers that there is a problem with bank guarantees. Now, we have witnessed that problem in the past with another member association, and finally we have managed to accommodate that. So I'm inviting Helasco to have a chat with us, and we'll see what we can do through the Belgian credit bank guarantees. So, I'm not going to tell you rocket science. I'm first going to acquaint you a little bit with the European Federation and what we do in a nutshell, and then go further on with blending. So, first of all, we are the only association representing engineering consultancy industry in Europe. There are many other federations, but they don't represent the business. We are the only one representing the business. Today, we represent 28 professional associations from 28 countries. I'm sorry, there's a typo. And we also represent FIDIC in Europe. Our industry represents around about 1 million professionals across Europe. And we have a aggregated turnover of around about 150 million a year. What about the EFCA goals? Now, what we do in Brussels is we tries to positively influence EU legislation that impacts on the engineering consultancy business. We definitely do promote fair competition and transparent procurement rules, and we are also a network, a business platform, so to speak, for member associations and European firms. This is our structure. So, what do we have over there? Well, we have a board of directors. I'm just going to jump over it. We have a number of committees, and the committees are the backbone of our federation. Without the committees, we are nothing, because through the committees we get input from the industry, from experts in their specific fields. So we would have a committee on the internal market, and Jaap, the chair of that committee, will speak to you tomorrow. And under that internal market committee, we have a BIM task force, which just produced, I just want to give you that information, just produced a guidance on the implementation of the ISO guide 19650, which is dealing with information management under BIM. You can download it for free from the EFCA website. We also have two joint committees with FIDIC. One is on sustainable development, and the other one is on risk and liability. We also have a barometer working group, and so we judge every 6 months whether the industry is going up, stagnates, or is going down. So it's an interesting document, which is also available every 6 months from our website. And then down to this business, we have our external, European External Aid Committee. Also, that committee is heavily engaged with the European institutions. We have very regular meetings. For example, whenever the Prague is modified, we have a duly consultation with the respective units within the European Commission where we exchange views together with the management consultants, because we are speaking in one voice, because then we have a bigger impact, and we can also be more diversified towards European institutions, because the management consultants don't have necessarily the same concerns as the engineering consultancies would have. For our external aid committee, the point I'm going to touch upon is, well, first of all, EU political influence, and here I can tell you that now that the Parliament and the new Commission will be installed at the beginning of November, we will engage with the Budget Committee within the European Parliament also, because we have the feeling that sometimes it's not well recognized. That's one thing. On the other hand, we engage more and more also with the banks, as was explained by the previous speaker. On the international dialogue, we participate in the dialogue with international financial institutions, and as far as EFCA is concerned, our remit is Europe. So who would we be speaking with? That is with the European Investment Bank, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, with KfW in Germany, with Agence Française de Développement in France, and so on and so forth. Now, I was supposed to say something about, you know, the relationship that we have with the financing world, and what is at the forefront nowadays, and what is a concern to the consultancy industry. That is blending. Now, blending has a multiplier effect, and we heard that before, which is working very well. But the concern that we have with blending is that the information is discarded. So it's not that easy to find all the information, because, to say it very bluntly, the one who puts most money on the table, those rules need to be followed. So that means that if EIB is in the lead funder, then EIB rules need to be followed. Now, all that is fine, but the information is scattered. So if you need to go and look, for example, with KfW, for example, well, you're supposed to understand German. If you want information from AFD in France, well, you need to understand French. And we are talking with the Commission in order to have more transparency at that level. Just a little reminder, what is blending? Well, it's the use of a limited amount of grants to mobilize financing from international financial institutions and other public and private resources to enhance the development impact of investment projects. So it's value added, as I said. And then the forms of grants used in projects, investment programs, and the previous speaker also underlined that, which is of importance to us, is a technical assistance, but also used for investment costs, interest rates, subsidy, financial instruments, and so on. If we look at the blending EU grants for the external cooperation, you will see that there is a huge graphical coverage of EU blending facilities. There are 8 in total. I'm not going to dig into that. And the annual approvers are put over there, and as one can see, investments are growing. I'm not going to read all those figures. You can have the slides after the presentation. When you look at the left graph, EU contribution by financial institution, then you will see that the ones in the lead are the European Investment Bank, Agence Française de Développement from France, EBRD, and KfW from Germany. Now, For the sake of our members, what we did is we took a look at what these investments were, what the sectors are, and we came up with a leaflet offering a snapshot of the main financial institutions and their evolution. What you can see over there is that it's a standardized way of assessing all the financial flows, where they go, and where the opportunities are for our sector, because that is important, and we do that for the last 3 years, so that you can't see it over here. Now, this document will soon be made available on our website. We're still waiting for a preface, but that's about to come. And so the bottom line over here is what we want, and why we are talking with the Commission is to have more transparency and easier access to the information that is out there and available. So that is what we are currently looking at. In addition to working on the Parliament, we're also engaging in the Sustainable Development Goals, and we're going to do that more and more for the future. So thank you very much.